Instead of 3D glasses, they should just give out acid to whoever buys a ticket for this. Cheers to that. Better late than never, I finally got to see The Great Gatsby, and if it means anything, this review will be given from someone who hasn't read the book, along with many other books, actually. This movie is about Nick Carraway, played by Tobey Maguire, who moves to New York in the 1920s. Nick is essentially the ultimate third wheel. He just walks into the weirdest situations, like, he moves in there, he gets settled in, he goes to see his cousin, the cousin's husband takes him off, and he's like, hey, let's go hang out with my mistress, I'll even introduce you to one of her friends, and you guys can do stuff in the bedroom together. And then he's got his neighbor, Jay Gatsby, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who's like, yeah, I like your cousin, but, I used to know her. Can you possibly set us up or something? Come on, I invited you to my crazy parties and let you use my cool stuff. You can do this for me, right? And I know it's weird to just refer to The Great Gatsby as just someone's neighbor, but honestly, I was far more invested in Nick's story more than anyone else. And dude is just stuck in this awkward situation. It's like, I know how you feel, man. Like, I just connected with him. Anyway, while all this is going on, we're in the 1920s. It's New York. People are celebrating good times like there's no tomorrow. The first 45 minutes of this movie is just like a stylish, fast, quick editing, and it just gives this movie like a great sense of fun. It's like watching a 1920s Project X, except better. Like, there's a scene where Nick gets drunk, and I'm like, go home, Peter Parker, you're drunk. And it's like Baz Luhrmann's style is just so over the top during these scenes. Like, you can't help but laugh at some of the ridiculousness, especially when you tie in the modern day music, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, when I laughed in this movie, it was because I was just having so much fun, and it's like, I get it. I get what they were doing. It's like, hey, let's just put in some Jay-Z music, show a lot of parties, and make it as colorful and as possible so it'll appeal to a younger crowd, and I'll admit it, I took the bait. But eventually things slow down and the story becomes more about Gatsby and Nick's cousin, Daisy, and their relationship. And, man, Gatsby has it bad for this girl. And Leonardo DiCaprio essentially has to play like two characters. Like, he's the smooth-talking, super cool Gatsby, but then whenever he's around Daisy, he just turns into like this little kid around this girl, and it's absolutely cringeworthy to see him screw up with her in certain scenes. The problem is, once all the style dropped and they kind of had to get into the core of the story, I couldn't help but feel that not enough was there. Like, the central figures, Nick, Gatsby, Daisy, and Daisy's husband, Tom, they're all in the forefront, like, and all the performances are strong. Tobey Maguire, Leonardo DiCaprio, what's her name? Carey Mulligan, and Joel Edgerton. Got it, didn't have to look at anything, got it. But, like, with the side characters, like Jordan Baker, by the way, I love her. I love her. But she's there, and she doesn't get to do as much as I would have liked her to do. Like, it's like with her and Myrtle, and then even Myrtle's husband, they show up in the beginning and are entirely forgotten about in the middle, and then they just come in at the end. Jordan thankfully does get more screen time than the latter two examples, thankfully. And as I was watching the movie, I was kind of looking at Nick like, dude, you might want to look into her. She seems kind of available and somewhat interested, and like he never does anything. Come to find out afterwards that in the book, that was actually his girlfriend, which made it even more frustrating. But it's like, Nick, I'm trying to like live through you. Why won't you just let us be happy with her? But seriously, I love her. That's weird. I'm gonna stop. I just wish that they could have done more with the side characters, which all of it would have made the movie longer, and they might have had to cut out some of the party stuff that I liked so much in the beginning. So I mean, I get it. It's give and take. I also had a problem with the movie's ending. Like, could that have been any more telegraphed? I mean, it was almost to the point where I didn't even care that much. It was like, okay, we all know what's gonna happen. Can you just get to it already? And also, that last trailer pretty much just spelled it out for you. But in spite of those issues, I really did enjoy The Great Gatsby. And if you're gonna see the movie, see it in theaters, because being in the theater for all those party scenes is just absolutely absorbing, and I can't imagine anyone getting that exact feeling back at home unless they have the nicest home entertainment system. And I realize that this probably isn't going to get a lot of views because I put the review up so late. But if you see it, please leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie or the book. And if you like this review and you want to see more, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it.